Here is an exciting news for those who want to experiment with mixture of expert models but find training and fine tuning too expensive. I am really thrilled to introduce this JET mixture of expert model, which is a Llama 2 level model trained for under 80,000 US dollars. It has 8 billion total parameter and 2.2 active parameters. JET mixture of expert can be tuned using most commodity GPUs while delivering competitive performance. JET mixture of expert utilizes a new mixture of expert architecture, which is a variant of the original one that splits both the MLP and attention layers into multiple experts, resulting in a highly efficient and performant model. Despite having only 2.2 active parameters, JET mixture of expert has already outperformed Llama 2 7 billion and Llama 2 13 billion, as you can see on the model card of this Hugging Face, where you can see that this JET mixture of expert has scored 6.681 on this empty bench evaluation benchmark, and this empty bench refers to the standardized framework for assessing the performance of machine translation or MT systems across multiple language and domains, and it involves using carefully curated data sets and specific evaluation metrics to measure the quality of translation outputs generated by different MT models. Now, coming back to this get mixture of expert model, this is actually quite interesting. Let me show you its architecture. Let me reduce the size. Okay. Now, if you look at this architectural diagram, it is quite interesting. You can see that this jet mixture of expert 8 billion has 24 blocks. Each block has two mixture of expert layers, mixture of attention heads, which is MOA, and mixture of MLP experts, which is MOE. Each MOA and MOE layer has 8 experts, and 2 experts are activated for each input token. It has 8 billion parameters in total and 2.2 active parameters. Jet mixture of expert 8 billion is trained on 1.25 trillion tokens from publicly available datasets with a learning rate of 5 into 10 raised to power minus 4 and a global batch size of 4 million tokens. Their training details are also quite interesting, and you can find more detail on their Hugging Face page, which I would highly suggest you review, as there is a lot of wealth of information there. Also, they have provisioned a lot of good information on their project page. Just to give you a clue of it, I think that they have used 96 H100 GPU cards cluster for 1 week or so in order to train this model. And the good thing is, as I mentioned earlier, it has just costed them around 80,000 US dollars. Now, that is nothing. I mean, if you compare it to the budget of Llama 2, which has like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and millions of dollars are being spent on other large language models training. So, this is really huge if you think about it. Now, their training recipe follows a mini CPM's two-phase training method. Phase 1 uses a constant learning rate with linear warm-up and is trained on 1 trillion token from large-scale open-source pre-training datasets, including refined web, file, GitHub data, whereas Phase 2 uses exponential learning rate decay and is trained on 250 billion tokens from Phase 1 dataset and extra high-quality open-source datasets. Okay, now that said and done, let's see how can we get it installed locally, and then we will test it out on different prompts. So let me log into my local system and then we will see how to get it installed. So this is my local system where I'm running Ubuntu 22.04. Now I have one GPU of 16 GB of VRAM and my memory is 32 GB. So I'm not sure if I would be able to get it running because it is a big model, but at least let's try. At least we should be able to see the installation steps. So let me clear my screen. The first step we need to do is to go to its GitHub repo, and let me take you there. From here, just click on this green button, grab the URL. Let's go back to our local system and do git clone and then this URL. And this is going to clone the Jet mixture of expert model repo on your local system, as you can see here. So I already have cloned it. So let's cd to that Jet. Let me clear my screen. And these are all the stuff which is present there. Now, as a next step, first you need to install all the prerequisites. So let me quickly do it. Simply do pip install -e. I should have most of the stuff already installed. So let's wait for it to finish. Almost there. Okay. Now let me, so all the prerequisites are installed now, as you can see here. Let me clear my screen. Let's fire up Python interpreter. First step, let's import the tokenizer and causal LM config from transformers library. That is done. Now in the next step, let's import the stuff for jet mixture of expert. That is also done. Now let's use autoconfig to register everything. Let's use auto model for causal LM, and then also auto model for sequence classification. That is what is required for it. Now let's grab the tokenizer for our jet mixture of expert model, 8 billion model. That is done. Let's also grab the model. Size of the model is, I guess, around just under 20 GB or something like that. So I already have downloaded it. Now let's see if it is able to load it on my GPU or not. So let's wait for it to finish. And this is where it is going to give me an error or get stuck if it won't be able to load it. So let's see. The previous command was hanging, so what I did, I cancelled it, and I'm now trying to load it in 8 bits, as you can see on your screen. And I have device mapped it to CUDA because I have 1 GPU. So it is halfway through. Let's cross our fingers and hope that it is going to load on our GPU. 75% done. I guess the last shard is remaining. And that is where it got stuck last time. So let's hopefully this time it might. Oh, it is. It's loaded. That is awesome. Very happy about it, as you can already notice. So let's give it a prompt. So the prompt is that how to put kids to bed early while making sure they finish homework. Let's pass it to our tokenizer. That is done. Let's push the input to CUDA. And now let's ask the model to generate the output. Let's wait for it to come back, and then we will print it out. Model has returned. Let's print it. There you go. So it is saying, so I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. They are both in school and have homework. I have a hard time getting them to bed on time. I have tried to put them to bed earlier, but they don't finish their homework. I have tried to put them, okay, and then it is just hallucinating a bit. But you can see, anyway, so of course we can fine tune it, and then we can do a lot of other stuff in order to make these answers more coherent and clear. But the basic thing is that you can install it locally by following these commands, and then of course you can, from here you can train it, you can do a lot of stuff there, and you can just use their prompt template accordingly. But all in all, really refreshing development, especially around the case where you can train these models just under 100,000, and I'm so glad about it. Okay, and then I'm also trying it on another prompt. So I'm asking it, let me go there, that a self-driving car must choose between a swerving to avoid hitting a pedestrian, potentially harming the passenger, or staying its course. Discuss ethical consideration from both perspectives. There you go. So this time it has given me some answer, but it is just repeating it. That is fine. Now let's grab the same prompt, and if you are unable to sort of install it locally and play around with it, the good thing is that Lepton AI has provided um, a playground where you can play around with it. So just go to lepton.ai and then from there log in and then you can chat with it. So for example, I'm just going to put the same prompt here. Make it a bit bigger so that you'll be able to see properly. Okay, much better. The same prompt. So let's see and enter. So here the response is quite good as you can see. So I'm not sure if I'm using the base model or what model is that. So maybe this one is chat model or instruction tuned one. Anyway, another thing that because if you're using Lepton AI, you can use it through the API calls. And I have a few other videos on Lepton AI if you're interested to watch it out. But that's it, guys. I will drop the link to this project page in video's description. Really refreshing to see it. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thanks for watching.